Hello children, welcome to this EDUSAT English teleteaching program. Today we are going to discuss the third part of the chapter prepositions. We have already discussed first two parts in two sessions. Before going to the new ideas, let us have a recap of the previous discussions, then we will discuss the rest part of this chapter. So, let us go to the previous sessions. In session 1, we discussed how to identify the prepositions. We know that prepositions are very small words, but they play very important role in the sentences, because they can change the meaning of the sentences, right. So, we have also discussed what is the definition of preposition or what is the meaning of preposition, how preposition links the noun phrase or the pronouns or nouns with the nouns, the verbs, the adverbs and adjectives. And we have also discussed the objects of prepositions. Then we have classified prepositions basing on their forms and functions. So, we have simple prepositions, we have multi-word prepositions or phrasal prepositions, and basing on the functions, we have also classified prepositions under different heads: prepositions of place, prepositions of time, prepositions of communication, prepositions of instruments. So, different types of prepositions we have also classified. And in session number 2, in the second session, we have discussed prepositions of place, different types of prepositions which are used to refer to place, to talk about different places. So, today we are going to discuss prepositions of time, but before that you just see what we have discussed: prepositions of place, by, beside, over, above, on, in, of, under, below, beneath, through, across, along, behind, before, between, opposite, towards, for, at, etc. So, we have discussed how to use these prepositions in sentences. So, let us go to prepositions of time. So, before going to discuss the prepositions which are used to talk about time, now you look at the picture on the screen. Can you guess the person? Who is that person? I think some of you may be able to identify the person, because you have read in your history book, and he is no other than Chhatrapati Shivaji, right. So, let us start our discussion of grammar today with a very simple paragraph about Maratha Chhatrapati Shivaji. Let us read the paragraph, right. Read the very small paragraph about Shivaji. Shivaji was born in AD 1627. He spent most of his childhood at Pune. In AD 1674, he celebrated his coronation as Chhatrapati at Raigad. Thus, he became the founder of Maratha kingdom. Shivaji died in 1608, right. So, my dear students, now you see the red colored words, they are the prepositions, and also we have some green colored words, they are also preposition, very small words: in, of, at, in, then at, of. These are very small words, but they play very important role. And I have colored these all the prepositions using two colors, because the prepositions which are in red color, they talk about the time in AD 1627 of his childhood, in AD 1674, like that, right. But the prepositions at and of, they are in green color, because they talk about or they refer to place. So, at Pune, at Raigad of Maratha, right, or of Maratha kingdom. So, these green colored words, they are prepositions of place, and red colored words prepositions, they are prepositions of time. So, let us see which prepositions can be used to talk about time. So, prepositions of time usually in English language we use at, in, on, for, since, by, from, to, till, until, between, during, after, before. These are the prepositions which can be used to talk about time, to indicate time, to refer to time, right. So, these prepositions indicates the time of what? An action or an event, right. गोटे काम किंबा गोटे घटना केतेबेले हेइथिला, केते समय पर्यंत हेइथिला, they can refer either to a point of time, at what time, or how long. So, when and how long, these two questions we can ask, then we can get the answer by the help of the preposition, right. So, let us discuss how these prepositions are used in sentences and we can also use correctly. So, let us go to the first preposition. Most of the time we use this preposition. This preposition is very common, it can be used for place, it can also be used for referring to time. So, it is used with the names of festivals. My dear children, at is a preposition we can use with the names of festivals. When we talk about the names of festivals, suppose we have different types of festivals, we can say at Dasahara, at Christmas, at Holi, like this. So, now you read the sentence. For example, the folk dance Popir is performed at Mopin by the young women in Arunachal Pradesh. We have already read in your prose text the northeast festivals, we have already read. So, Mopin is the festival of Arunachal Pradesh, and in the Mopin festival the people, especially the young women, the ladies, young ladies, they dance, and their dance is called Popir, right. So, this folk dance Popir is performed at Mopin, you see, not in Mopin, but at Mopin. So, with the names of festivals we can use at, right, and also at can be used with exact point of time. You just see, you can look at the clock, the time is 8 o'clock. You look at the example, the first sentence, Jeevan arrived here at 8 o'clock. So, when we talk about a particular time, एक निर्दिष्ट समय पर जेतबेले कहबा आमे, in that case we can use at, right, at 10:30, at midday, at midnight, a particular point of time, at dawn, at daybreak, at sunrise, at the time of sunrise, at sunrise, at the time of sunset, the particular point, at sunset, at dusk, at the weekend, at weekends. You just see, at the weekend, at weekends, at Christmas, at Easter. Easter is, you know, this is another festival of the Christians, at Holi, at Diwali, at the New Year. So, we can say we enjoy a lot at Diwali, right. We go on picnics at the New Year, right. So, with the festivals, to refer to the festivals, we can use the preposition at to talk about the time, right. Now, you see, it is used with the exact point of time. When you talk about ebbe kono ghatichi, right, what I am talking here, I am talking to you at this moment. You see the example, the patient is in bed at this moment. So, here is the patient? The patient is in bed. When? At this particular moment you look at the picture. So, when we talk about an exact point of time, we can use also at, and it is used with seasons, years and parts of months and days. You just see, Kartika Purnima or Rasa Purnima, we say Rasa Purnima is celebrated in winter. So, when we use in, you just see the difference. At festival, at any festival we can use. We can also use to talk about the seasons, years and part of the months and days. So, Kartika Purnima or Rasa Purnima is celebrated in winter. When we talk about a season, we talk about a day or we talk about the parts of months, then we can also use in, not at, right. It is used with the seasons, years, parts we have already discussed. So, people came here in summer, in 2005, in January, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, in the twilight, in the night. But my dear students, what at night? In the night, what at night? You cannot say at the night. You just remember this very important thing, right. We can say, suppose I say people came here in the night, but if you use at, then we have to take away the article the, that means at night, not at the night, but in the night is possible, right. So, sometimes we make mistakes at the time of using this at the night we should not use, right. Now, come to the next use of in. In is used with the future time to show the period at the end of which an action will happen, right. You just see, to show the period at the end of which, ମୁଁ ଯଦି କହିବି କାମଟା ଏ ମାସର ଶେଷ ସୁଦ୍ଧା ଶେଷ ହେଇଯିବ, 3 ମାସ ଭିତରେ କାମ ଶେଷ ହେଇଯିବ, right. When I talk about the future time to show the period at the end of which the action will happen, घटनाटी केबे कार्यटी केबे घटिबो तार से विषय जदि मु कहिबी ताहले कामटीर शेष समय कथा जतले कहिबी सेतबेले I can use in. This project will be finished in 6 months time, right. So 6 मासरे प्रोजेक्ट टी शेष होई जिवो, सेही क्षेत्र we can use in. The plane will arrive in 10 minutes, that means within 10 minutes, in 10 minutes, right. So, the plane will take 10 minutes to arrive here. And the third use of in is, it is used to show a period of time. So, it was done in a day, माने गोटे ड्यूरेशन को जतले बुझौछि गोटे पीरियड को बुझौछि सेतबेले आमे मध्ये इन व्यवहार करिवा. It happened in my childhood, in my school days, in my old age, right. So, it was done in a day, it was done in 2 days. So, we can use in to talk about the future to show the period at the end which an action will happen, or we can also use in to show a period of time, right. So, let us go to the next preposition on. So, on can also be used to talk about the time, and specific with specific dates and days or for parts of the day we can use on, right. So, my dear children, you see the examples, look at the examples. I saw her on March 15, 2005, right. So, on March 15 you just see, we cannot say in March 15, in the afternoon, in the morning, but on March 15. But we can use on a Sunday morning, on a winter evening, on a fine morning. So, when we use article a and an adjective, then we can also use on. So, in the morning, but on a fine morning, in winter, but on a winter evening. So, this is the difference, and you should remember all these things. If you say on New Year's Day, on Christmas evening, so when we have another thing in between the preposition on and evening, then we can use on, but we can say in the evening, but on Christmas evening, in the morning, but on a fine morning, right. So, my dear children, you can use like this, and this is very important. So, but in the evening on 15th August, you just see, if you say in the evening on 15th August, but on the evening of August 15th, right, on that day. So, this is how we use the prepositions on. So, you now understand the use of at, in and on. Then we have some more prepositions which can be used to talk about time, or what we say prepositions of time, we will discuss after this. So, dear children, the next preposition is by. So, let us see how we can use the preposition by correctly in our sentences. By is used to show the latest time at which an action will be finished. It is usually used with the future time. You just see, my dear children, when an action is going on, we can predict the action will be finished by this time, we can use by. Just look at the example. The show will probably be over by 8 o'clock, that means it will be finished, right. Applications must reach the office by 20th June. दरखास्त गुड़िक 20 तारिख जून 20 तारिख सुधा पहुँचब कि डिसेम्बर मास 20 तारिख सुधा पहुँचब, राइट. Applications must reach the office by 20th December, suppose, right. Then what will happen? That is the finishing time. That means after that applications will not be accepted. So, when we talk about the finishing time of an action in future, we can use by, right. So, let us go to the next one, for. It is used to refer to a period of time. My dear children, this is very important. Most of the time, even in your future, you are supposed to get this type of question, very important things, since, for, ago, like this. These are some important prepositions which are usually very important, and you can get questions on these prepositions. So, you just understand what is this. For is a preposition which is used to refer to a period of time. Just look at the example. My father has lived in this office for 5 years. So, my father has lived in this office for 5 years, means 5 years is a period, and to talk about this period we can use for 5 years. For the last year, for the last 3 years, we can say I have studied in this school for the last 2 years. गत 2 वर्ष हला मु ए स्कूल रे पढुछि. I have known him for 10 years. मु ताकु 10 वर्ष हला जानिछि. It rained for 3 hours. For 3 hours, for a period of 3 hours it rained. So, we can use the preposition for to talk about a period of time, right. And you just see since, and what is the difference between the use of for and since, we can understand, right. Most of the time questions may come on this for and since. It is used with a point of time in the past from which some action began and continues until the time of speaking. It is generally used with perfect tense, either simple or continuous, right. You just see, my dear children, गोटे काम गोटे निर्दिष्ट समय आरंभ होइकी मु कहिबा समय पर्यंत चलीछि से काम पई आमे सिंस व्यवहार करि परिबा. मु जदि कहिबी 2 घंटा हला वर्षा होउछि ताले इट हैज बीन रेनिंग फॉर 2 आवर्स. मु जदि कहिबी आज 8टा बेलु वर्षा होउछि, इट हैज बीन रेनिंग सिंस 8 o'clock दिस मॉर्निंग. यू जस्ट रिमेंबर दिस. गोटे ड्यूरेशन पे व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट ए पीरियड वी यूज फॉर, but when we talk about the beginning time when it started and it is continuing now, then we use since. गोटे निर्दिष्ट समय आरंभ होइके पर्यंत चलीछि ताले आमे ताको since व्यवहार करि परिबा. I have known him since 1995. मु 1995 मसिया ताको जानिछि. 95 मसिया ठारू ए पर्यंत मु ताको जानिछि. जदि कहबी 95 मसिया ठारू वर्तमान हैला मनकर मु 25 वर्ष, मु ताको कहबी I have known him for 20 years but since 1995. This is the difference. So, my dear children, I think you understand. So, गोटे निर्दिष्ट समय हेला आमे सिंस लगेबा ए पर्यंत घटिछि एवं स्पेशली आमे ताकू परफेक्टिव यूज रे व्यवहार करिबा. हाफ बा हाफ बीन लगेई बा हैज बीन लगेई व्यवहार करिबा. एवं जदि गोटे पीरियड ऑफ टाइम पई जदि कहआ जाउछि फॉर ए ड्यूरेशन फॉर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, देन वी कैन यूज फॉर, राइट. सो look at some other examples. I have lived here since 2000, since last January, since January 2000. I have been living here. ମୁଁ ଏଠି ରହି ଆସୁଛି since 2000. So this is also possible. So let's go to the next preposition from to, till and until, right. The road will be closed from Friday evening to or till or until Monday morning. So my dear children, you just see when we talk about particular moment when the action started and how long it started, then we can say the road will be closed from Friday evening to or till or until Monday morning. शुक्रवार दिन संध्या समय सोमवार दिन सकाळ पर्यंत रास्ताटा बंद रहिबो ताले आमे कहूचे from Friday evening to Monday morning, right. And without using from also we can use till and until. This is the difference. We can say the road will be closed till Monday morning, right. So we are not interested from the beginning moment, the starting point, but we are very interested to know when it will be open, right. Next example, the book fair continued till or until Friday. You just see केतेबेला आरंभ होला दिया जायनी किंतु शुक्रवार पर्यंत ता कंटिन्यू करिवो. I will be on leave from Monday till or to Wednesday. My dear students, you just remember one thing, you may not use from, but if you use from, then you can also use to. So I will be on leave from Monday, this sentence is not correct. I will be on leave from Monday till Wednesday, सोमवार ठारू बुधवार पर्यंत. So when I say from Monday, we have to use till or to. Most of the time some people they use from, but they do not complete the sentence. So we have to be very much careful for this, right. Now come to the next preposition between. You can see the doctor between 8 am and 12 noon, right. आमे between टा place रे पढ़िथिले दीटा जागा मझिरे between Bhubaneswar and Puri. Suppose I say Sakhi Gopal is located, is situated between Bhubaneswar and Puri, but that was the between here the between is used to talk about to refer to the place, but now you see here in this example the between is used to talk about or to refer to time, that means between 8 am and 12 noon, right. 8 टा रु 12 टा भितरे you can see the doctor, तुमे डॉक्टर को देखा करी पारिबो, right. So dear children, let's go to the next preposition during. During is a preposition which is with an action, which is used to with an action that took place or is to take place. You just see the fire broke out during the night, that talks about, that means during a period, in a period the action took. So during it is with an action that took place or is to take place, जोटा घटिछि बा घटिथिला बा घटिबो. So the fire broke out during the night. He was absent from home during the vacation. छुट्टी समय रे से घरे अनुपस्थित थिले during the holidays. He lost his legs during the war. The soldier lost his legs during the war. युद्ध समय रे, that means it is not talking about a particular point of time, but निर्दिष्ट specific time कहूनी से during से period भितरे एक निर्दिष्ट समय रे घटिछि. I will see you during the week. I will meet you during the week. ए सप्ताह मु तुमको भेटिबी, मु देखा करिबी, right. So I am not interested for a particular moment or for a particular day, but I tell you I will see you during the week, right. So some phrases indicating time, on time, in time, this is very important and you can also understand. On time it is used with an action or event taking place at the exact or correct time and as per schedule or timetable. मु जदि कहिबी पिले गोटे ट्रेन 10टा बेले पहुँचबार अछि, राजधानी एक्सप्रेस 10टा बेले पहुँचबार अछि एवं ठीक 10टा बेले से पहुँचला, ताले मु कहिबी दी राजधानी एक्सप्रेस arrived at the station on time, that means exactly the scheduled time. जो समय निर्धारित होइछि सेही समय जदि पहुँचला ताले मु कहिबी. On time, the teacher came to the class on time, means at the time of the bell rang the teacher arrived. The magic show started on time, exactly, not on, that means किछि आरंभ आगुरु आरंभ हेनी कि विलंब भी हेनी, exact time रे आरंभ हेले. So when the action or the event कौनसी काम बा घटना begins or ends at the exact time which has been scheduled, which has been already fixed, then we can use on time, right. So, dear children, you understand how to use on time. Let us see how to use in time, and you should also be very much careful for this preposition. He reached the airport in time to see his friend. It means earlier than, that means not at the exact moment, before that. So, I think you should reach your school in time. In time means school 10टा बेले खोलिबो, तुमे 10टा पूर्वरु जे कोनसी मुहूर्त पहुंची पार, 10टा पूर्वरु जदि आमे पहुंचीबा ठीक समय जोटा आमे कहूचे before 10, right, that earlier than the exact time. He arrived in time to attend the meeting, right. Suppose the meeting has been scheduled to begin at 10 am, before 10 am suppose people they arrived, then we can say people arrived in time to attend the meeting, right. And prepositions on in are not used with some adverbials like next morning, last week, last Monday, next Monday, yesterday, tomorrow, today, this morning. So, usually we do not use in or on. बहुत समय आमे व्यवहार कर दो पिले एटा पे आमे सो वी शुड बी वेरी मच केयरफुल. He will visit his uncle's house next Friday, not on next Friday, not in next Friday. He saw his friend last Monday. So, next last, not in or on Monday, on last Monday. We can say on Monday last, mind it, not in last Monday, but we can say on Friday next, on Monday next, on Sunday next, or on Sunday last. He went to Kanpur last month, not in last month. So, when there is last week, last month, next week, tomorrow, we should not use in or on prepositions before this. So, my dear children, I think you understand the prepositions of time, and in the next session we will do some exercises so that you can understand and you can have a very good practice of using these prepositions. I think the time is going to be over. So, today we discussed so many prepositions, how to use to talk about time, and you please read your textbook at home and do the exercises. Thank you very much.